The traditions that I follow are Haudenosaunee. Most people know them as the Iroquois. In 1988, I met an Oneida elder. His Christian name is Jack King, his Indian name Keneseta. Keneseta and I were married, and I spent the next 25 years with him. As a child, he'd been selected to be a ceremonial keeper for the Seneca Cayuga down there in Oklahoma, and he would spend a lot of time with Watson Whitewing, Bob, Ruby, Dutch, White. So he learned a lot of things at their knee. When we went to Oklahoma, we got 7 acres, and there we built and created a community center where Keneseta would teach the old songs, teach the social dances, powwow songs. We taught a lot of children the traditions, introduced a lot of them to the powwow circle too. And then in 1993, I was adopted by the Amanda Greenback family. Amanda's daughter Rosie adopted me as her daughter. Amanda is the daughter of Rosie Fox, who was the daughter of Amanda Whitewing, Seneca Deer Clan. But as Jack and I facilitated this cultural center and had all these kids coming in, we also established a museum. And I began to realize that these people had the most incredible story that the world should know about. Just the stories themselves inspired me. The visions that danced in my head, I wanted to put down, and I wanted to be able to share with people. And that was when we created the museum. And so as time went on, I ended up with some 40 paintings and 40 stories, put them into a book, even created a school curriculum around the Peacemaker teachings. And so this is what we're here to discuss today and to talk about, is these beautiful stories that come from the Haudenosaunee people. Haudenosaunee means people of the Longhouse. It means there are many fires under one roof. The Great Law was meant to go to the 4 directions. It was meant to encompass all peoples in all places, that the whole world might have peace. And this is the time, this is the age, this is the day for peace to be established upon our earth. There are many prophecies for this time and this age. One of them comes from the Hopi people. The Hopi people tell us that a long time ago, and he gave to them each a guardianship. And this guardianship was for them to learn everything that they could about it. To the Eastern people, he gave breath, to the Oriental people. And this breath is synonymous with spirit. And so from the Oriental people, we learned about meditation. We learned about all kinds of different martial arts that have to do with breathing and with spirit and using the energies of the earth. To the black people, he gave the South. And in the South, they were given charge over the blood, over the water of the earth. And from black people, we got very many different types of solutions for our illnesses, our health problems. They discovered ways to test blood and come up with cures and inventions that helped us with our physical health problems. And to the white man, he gave fire. And we know what white man did with fire. White man was able to create bombs, guns, but white man also invented transportation. He created this fire that is at the center of all of our transportation, whether it is railroad or the steamboats, the type of boats we have today, the airplanes. And without this fire, we could never complete the rest of the Hopi prophecy, which was that in the last days, all races should come together, and they were to share this incredible information that they had learned from their thousands of years of guardianship. Now, as we came together to create a great civilization, for we were to take the best from each one of the teachings and combine them to make this great civilization. We took what the black man had to offer, we took what the yellow man had to offer, we took what the white man had to offer. And we've become this homogeneous society. But in all of that, we failed to take hold of what the red man had to offer. The red man's guardianship was the earth, our Mother Earth. And so for thousands of years, the red man studied the earth. He learned to talk to the trees. He stayed in communication with the birds and the animals. He knows how to collect the plant medicines. All these things the red man learned, and yet it's not been shared. And so the time is upon us now when the red man is sharing his ways, when the red man is sharing his wisdom, that we might be able to save our earth. And so it is in this spirit that I bring the stories of the Haudenosaunee, otherwise known as the Iroquois people, that we might be able to learn what other races, other societies might be able to learn from these great teachings of the Haudenosaunee. And so, in the Haudenosaunee creation stories is the foundation of our response, our respect, our honor for the Mother Earth. So first I would like to share some of the creation stories with you. It is said anciently, before the earth was even formed, that Creator created everything spiritually that was ever going to be needed upon our earth. And all this abundance is stored in what we call a cornucopia. It's like an upside-down tornado, a field of plenty. Inside this field of plenty is all abundance that was ever be needed upon here on the earth. Now it is said that our elders knew about this abundance, so when they prayed, thank you, thank you, thank you, Creator. They may not have known exactly how Creator was going to answer these prayers, but they knew that the answers were already there. So they said, thank you, thank you, thank you. In our day and age, we've forgotten to have this gratitude, this gratefulness of heart. And instead, we hear people say, I need, I need, I need. I want, I want, I want. Our Creator is a loving Father. And so our Creator says, yes, you do. Yes, to His children. So when we say, yes, I need, I need, I need, He says, yes, you do need. And so the need continues. When we say, I want, I want, I want, He says, yes, and the want continues. But when we say, thank you, thank you, thank you, then we get more of the same, and that continues. And this is how we are to create the abundance here and manifest it in this physical plane, because it's already in the spiritual plane. Today, this has come through what we would call a movie. It was called The Secret, and it's not been a secret, for the ancient ones have known it all along. It is an ancient knowledge, an ancient teaching, to have gratitude and thankfulness, and that would open the doors and unlock the abundance that is already created for us at this time. And so as the Creator looked down upon it, At this time, this planet was a water planet, and there was no land upon it. But the spirits of this water planet went to a world above ours, and here they held council with the Sky Chief on this other world. And they said, we would like to have humans brought to our planet. So how can we arrange this? And so a plan was laid out. And in this plan, we can see how sometimes we may not understand the entire divine plan, but out of that plan, good things happen. So now I will share that story with you. In this world above ours, in Sky World, there was a young girl that was born. And her name was Mature Flower. At this time, she had a brother. Now, both of these children were very special children. They were very intuitive, very psychic, very gifted with the Spirit. And the elders, having recognized this, set them apart. This time, this was a process called down-fended. What it meant is that these two children were to be given to the elders, where they would be taught in purity all the knowledge that the people had. And they would cover the area with the down of a cattail, so that if anybody came or anybody left, the elders that were keeping these young people would be aware of this. And so here is this young girl and this young boy, and they are being down-fended. During this time, the great chief had a dream, and in this dream, he saw himself doing many things. And so this dream went out for all the people to come and interpret this dream. What does this dream mean? And nobody could do it. And so finally he became aware of this young girl and this young boy, and sent a special messenger to her guardians that they would come and they would interpret the dream. But the mother there said, no, it's not time yet. And so the children did not go. In the meantime, this young girl had missed her father. For her father, at that time, there had been no death in Sky World. They didn't know what this was. And yet her father had very suddenly died. And they had set him up in the tree, and she never got to know him. And so she would cry day after day after day. Where's my father? Where's my father? I miss him. Until finally, the elders that were taking care of her and teaching her took her to where her father had been set in the treetops. And she climbed up there. And day after day, she would visit with her father. And her father told her many things. But he prophesied that one day, she would marry the Sky Chief, and that she had a very important job to do. So she should listen carefully to what he had to tell her. And so this young Mature Flower listened very carefully. And eventually, when this call came out to come interpret the dream of the Sky Chief, she knew when it was time to go. And so she left. And she went to Sky Chief. And there was a series of duties that she was asked to perform, and she performed them perfectly. And so when it was done, Sky Chief asked her to marry him. And he laid a mat at the foot of his bed. And this is where she slept. Well, after a little bit of time, she became homesick for her family and her people. And so she prepared a bundle and decided to go home and visit her family. Sky Chief, in the meantime, said, I am so pleased with you. You are a great wife. I am going to give a gift to your people. And so she left with this gift. And she traveled. Now, one of the things her father had told her is never, you're tired, to strangers. Come, have a drink with me. And she says, no, I can't do that. I don't have time. She went on, totally ignoring him. But pretty soon, she came to another one, and this time it was Aurora Borealis. And Aurora Borealis cried out and said, "Wait, wait, I'm so lonely. Come talk to me. I need someone to talk to." But instead, she ignored him and just kept right on walking. Then finally, she come to the stream that was just outside her village. And here there was a chief in this water with a cup. He said, "Here, have some water. I know that you are thirsty. Wouldn't you like to have a glass of water?" And again, she ignored him totally and kept right on going. When she arrived at her village, everyone was so thrilled to see her. But she says, "Sky Chief has a special gift for you. He has asked that all of you take the roofs off your homes. And in the morning, you'll see what this gift is." And so everyone got busy and they took the roofs off their homes. And during the night, their homes filled up with this little yellow seed that we would call corn. And in the morning, everybody looked and saw this. And the instruction was that they could eat as much of this as they wanted, but they were to keep some seeds back every year and use these for planting. So this young woman, Mature Flower, visited with her family, and it finally became time for her to return to her husband. So once again, she packed up a few things and headed off. But as she crossed the stream, there was this chief with his cup of water. "Here, I know you're thirsty. Come, have a drink of water." She ignored him and kept on walking. But after a little bit, again she encountered Aurora Borealis. And he said, "Oh, please stop, I'm so lonely, I need someone to talk to." But she just kept right on going. Then finally she encountered the white dragon, Meteor. And he again called, "Wait, wait, I want to talk to you." But she ignored him and kept right on going. Finally, she arrived at the home of her chief, the one that she was married to. And he took one look at her, and he knew that her life had changed, for her body was changing. Now, Mature Flower had recognized this. She knew this was happening, but she had no idea what was going on. And so Sky Chief began to be concerned about this. And in his jealousy, he decided that his young and beautiful wife had betrayed him, had been